payments for 30 civil works projects of FY 2026 DPWH Infrastructure Program, General Appropriation Act Number RA 12314, namely 26 MG 0100, 26 MG 0136, 26 MG 0143, 26 MG 0144, 26 MG 0182, 26 MG 0183, 26 MG 0184, 26 MG 0185, 26 MG 0186, 26 MG 0187, 26 MG 0188, 26 MG 0190, 26 MG 0191, 26 MG 0192, 26 MG 0193, 26 MG 0194, 26 MG 0195, 26 MG 0196, 26 MG 0197, 26 MG 0193, 26 MG 0199, 26 MG 0200, 26 MG 0201, 26 MG 0202, 26 MG 0203, 26 MG 0204, 26 MG 0205, 26 MG 0206, 26 MG 0207, 26 MG 0208. This time we will hear the details of these projects from the Planning and Design Section representatives.
For contract ID 26MG0100, rehabilitation completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Malaya, Mga South, Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. The scope of works with removal of affected structures, with construction of CHP stairs at the back of the stage, complete with plain cement plaster finish. For the roofing for the bleachers, with removal and replacement using the H26 repeated corrugated metal roofing sheets, with installation of basketball ring, complete painting works, electrical works, with installation of LED scoreboard, with rubberized painting on the concrete floor, and with installation of rain shield. For contract ID 26MG0136, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay in San Santo Niño, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for a contract of 4,950,000 pesos and contract duration of 50 calendar days. The scope of work, this is a construction of 5 span, mini gym type 1, 6 meters by 18 meter per span, which includes construction of concrete pedestals, structural concrete class A for the pedestals, footings, and wall footings, structural concrete class B for the concrete flooring, masonry works using 100 antique HP non-load bearing, complete with cement plaster finish, with fabrication and installation of 6 units, 3-inch arc and 5 span roof and roof railing, complete painting works and electrical works, with installation of 2 sets basketball ring and 2 sets rain shield, and with rubberized painting for the concrete floor. It includes also the construction of stage, which includes structural concrete class A for the footings, wall footings, beams, and columns, structural concrete class B for the concrete flooring, masonry works, carpentry works for the ceiling. For the roof and roof railing, we shall use the 0.4 mm thick Bluetooth highly long span roofing, complete with painting works and with electrical works.
For 26MG0143, construction of multi-purpose building, Purok Spring, Barangay Tinonggok, Bantangan, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 2,970,000 and with a contract duration of 120 calendar days. For the scope of works, it is a construction of 5 spans, mini art gym with a width of 15 meters, which includes the construction of 12 units concrete pedestal, Structural concrete class A, including columns, footings, and wall footings. Structural concrete class B for the flooring of gym. Fabrication, installation of 6 units, arc, and 5 spans of roof and roof framing. Steel structures must be painted with primer and silver aluminum paint. For the roofing, we shall use 0.4 and antique blue twin high long span roofing pre-painted page 26 and flashing, and pre-painted page 24 blue banded panel cover, with painting works on plot units concrete columns, with finished floor and elevation of 0.4 meter from natural ground line, with electrical works, with textured finish, with installation of downspouts, with LED scoreboard, with ramp and railing for PWD, with removal and regulation of utilities, and with removal of affected streets.
For contract ID 26MG0144, rehabilitation, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Zone 3, City of Coronadal South, Cotabato, with an approved budget for a contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. The scope of works: this is a rehabilitation, completion of multi-purpose building, which includes removal of existing structures, rehabilitation of existing gym, which is repainting for the concrete floor, rehabilitation of stage, which includes structural concrete class A for the septic vault slabs, with masonry works, with carpentry works for the ceiling. For roof and roof framing, we shall use the 0.4 and antique blue twin high long span roofing, with installation of doors and windows, with installation of PVC doors for the toilet. We have stainless steel for the railings, installation of tiling works for the floor and wall tiles, with plumbing works, complete painting works, and electrical works, and with installation of fire extinguisher.
For the project 26MG0185, construction of bridge along Ala River, connecting Barangay Lapunon and Barangay Denlac, Lake Cebu, South Cotabato, with the approved budget for the contract of 115,800,000 and contract duration of 330 calendar days. And the scope of works is construction of 2 lanes, 60-meter bridge, and construction of 30-meter concrete slope protection. Construction of 600 meters 2-lane PCCP with paved shoulder and canal on both sides, with cutting of trees and corresponding provisions of seedlings or saplings, and with application of thermoplastic pavement markings white.
For the project 26MG0186, rehabilitation of multi-purpose buildings, net Building 1, Coronadal National Comprehensive High School, Barangay Zone 4, Coronadal City, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 4,950,000 pesos and with a contract duration of 150 calendar days. For the scope of works, this is a repair and rehabilitation of classrooms, which includes the removal of existing toilets, roofing, roof and roof framing, drywall partition, ceiling, doors and windows, attached utility rooms and area, inside and outside toilets and flushing. With structural concrete class A, including all footings, columns, beams, septic tank slabs, and concrete and enveloping of concrete for exposed structural steel column, construction of toilets. Structural concrete class B includes the slab on fill, masonry works using 100 mm CHP non-load bearing, complete with plain cement plaster finish. For roof and roof framing, we shall use 0.4 mm thick pre-painted corrugated GI roofing sheet, gauge 26 pre-formed pre-painted GI ridge roll sheet, gauge 26 pre-formed pre-painted GI flashing sheet. Roof framing should be painted with metal primer, with carpentry works including blackboard. For doors, we shall use KD and thermite treated panel swing door, and hollow core flush type swing door. For windows, we shall use jalousie window with 6 mm thick clear glass plates and awning window with 6 mm thick clear glass panel on steel frame with complete ceiling works and air vent, with tiling works, with ventilation including ceiling fans, with complete painting works, with complete electrical works, installation of concrete louver with mosquitoes, and to provide 10 pounds ABC type portable fire extinguisher and strong light.
For 26 MG 0187, rehabilitation completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Naunang-Punaw, Tantangan, South, Cotabato, with an approved budget for a contract of 1,180,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days, and another contract for 26 MG 0198, rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Yupayapo, Tantangan, South, Cotabato, with an approved budget for a contract of 2,475,000 pesos and contract duration of 110 calendar days. Their scope of works, they are both completion of two-story multi-purpose building which includes structural concrete class A for the columns and roof beams, complete masonry works. For the ceiling, we shall use the 4.5 mm thick fiber cement board with the installation of doors and windows. For the roof and roof framing, we shall use the 0.4 mm thick twin-heighted long span roofing. Complete tiling works. Complete painting works for the ground floor and second floor with complete electrical works with installation of air conditioning units and fire extinguisher.
For 26 MG 0188, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Magon, Tantangan, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 4,950,000 and with a contract duration of 150 calendar days. For the scope of works, this is a construction of two-story multi-purpose building with a length of 9 meters and the width of 7 meters, with structural concrete class A including footings, footing tie beams, wall footings, columns, beams, stairs, second floor slab, roof beams, lintel beams, and septic vault slabs. Structural concrete class B for the construction of concrete flooring, complete masonry works including paint, cement, plaster finish, with waterproofing for entire second floor, complete ceiling works for ground and second floor, installation of aluminum cladding with doors and windows using 6 mm thick clear glass and white aluminum powder coated aluminum frame, with installation of hollow core flush type swing door, with installation of PVC door for toilet. For roof and roof framing, we shall use 0.4 mm thick highly long span roofing, repainted H26 bended panel and flashing, repainted H24 blue bended panel gutter, and with 10 mm thick reflective insulation and 3/4 inches plastic screen net, with metal railings, with complete tiling works for ground floor and second floor, with plumbing works including septic tank and downspouts, complete painting works for ground and second floor, with complete electrical works, with installation of split type air conditioning units, and with installation of 10 pounds fire extinguisher. For 26 MG 0190, rehabilitation completion of multi-purpose building, tourism building, Rizal Park, Barangay Zone 4, City of Coronadal, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 2,970,000 pesos and with a contract duration of 120 calendar days. For the scope of works, this is a rehabilitation completion of multi-purpose building, tourism building, which includes the complete painting works, both interior and exterior, with installation of basalt stone textured tiles, with installation of double PC fluted panels, with installation of aluminum composite panel, with lighted acrylic built-up signage and lettering, with marble marble tile on false wall with stainless lettering, with marble tile on false column with metal U channel.
For the contract ID 26MG0191, rehabilitation, completion of multi-purpose building at an East Barangay, Santa Cruz, City of Carandal, South Cotabato, with approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos, with a contract duration of 100 calendar days. For the scope of works is construction of one units, 2 steps CHB pictures with a total length of 20 meters, complete with cement plaster finish and paint. Construction of canopy for bleachers with a total length of 24.80 meters. Fabrication and installation of trusses, roof and roof framing. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with metal primer and silver aluminum paint. Roofing shall be blue twin high grade long span roofing 0.4 mm thick pre-painted. Gauge 26 blue bended panel and flashing pre-painted. Installation of 2 sets rain shield. Material used is gauge 26 pre-painted metal corrugated sheets. Replacement of trusses and roofing of existing stage. Fabrication and installation of trusses, roof and roof framing. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with metal primer and silver aluminum paint. For the roofing, we shall use blue twin high long span 0.40 mm thick pre-painted and gauge 26 blue bended panel for the end flashing pre-painted. Installation of 2 sets basketball ring, repainting of existing stage, replacement of 1 span roofing of the existing gym with rubberized painting on concrete floor with electrical works for existing gym.
For 26MG0192, rehabilitation, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Lamba, Banga, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and with a contract duration of 100 calendar days. For the scope of works, it is a rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, which includes the construction of canopy for bleachers, with fabrication and installation of steel trusses and roof framing. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with red oxide primer and silver aluminum paint. Construction of common comfort room. Installation of gate 26 blue bended panel and flashing with the existing gym and stage. Installation of gauge 24 blue bended panel and gutter to the existing canopy for bleachers. Repainting of existing pedestals, bleachers, and stage, with complete ceiling works for stage, with rubberized painting on existing concrete flooring, with electrical works, and with 4 sets, 20 inches industrial fan.
For contract ID 26MG0193, rehabilitation, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Pangasinan, City of Coronadal, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for a contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. The scope of works, construction of CHB bleachers, which includes structural concrete glass A for the columns, footings, and wall coatings, complete with cement plaster finish and with painting, and with construction of canopy for bleachers. For the roofing, we shall use the 0.4 mm thick blue twin high long span roofing pre-painted and complete electrical works.
Good morning. For contract ID 26MG0194, for the rehabilitation, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Reyes, Banga, South Cotabato, with the approved budget for the contract, 1,970,000 pesos, and the contract duration of 100 calendar days. Similarly, with the contract ID 26MG0196, for the rehabilitation, completion of multi-purpose building in Sitio Salgan, Barangay Paraiso, City of Coronadal, South Cotabato, with the same approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and the contract duration of 100 calendar days. Their scope of works include the rehabilitation or completion of the existing daycare building, removal of the existing roofing and other concrete structures, reconstruction of the facilities comfort room with water closet including fittings and accessories, lavatory with fittings and accessories, with PVC doors and aluminum glass window, tiling works which includes unglazed floor tiles and glazed tiles for comfort room walls and countertops, and with painting works. Replacement of roof framing and roofing using the following: 0.4 mm thick blue twin hybrid long span roofing, insulation and reflective insulation with plastic screen net, gauge 26 pre-painted bedded panel and flashing, installation of ceiling using 4-point bottom and thick fiber cement board. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with metal primer and silver aluminum paint. Replacement of doors and windows, construction of hand washing counters with plumbing works, repainting of interior and exterior walls with electrical works and ventilating equipment, provision of fire extinguishers, and installing roofing for comfort room extension of the kitchen and front canopy using 0.4 mm thick blue twin hybrid long span roofing and gauge 26 pre-painted corrugated metal roofing sheets.
For the project with contract ID 26MG0195, rehabilitation completion of multipurpose building LPO Region 12, Barangay Santa Cruz, City of Coronadal, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. For the scope of works, rehabilitation of existing 5-span 3-inch arc. This includes the construction of stage, structural concrete class A including columns, footings, and wall footings. Steel structures must be painted with metal primer and silver aluminum paint. For the roofing of the stage, install 0.4 mm thick blue twin hybrid long span roofing, repainted, gauge 26 blue banded panel and flashing, repainted. Installation of ceiling using 4.5 mm thick fiber cement board. Installation of 2 sets basketball ring with complete painting works on stage and 12 units concrete columns with rubberized painting on concrete floor and installation of 2 sets windshield using gauge 26 repainted metal corrugated sheets. For the project with contract ID 26MG0197, rehabilitation completion of multi-purpose building Triniville Subdivision, Barangay Zone 4, City of Coronadal, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and a contract duration of 100 calendar days. For the scope of works, rehabilitation completion of 3-inch arch gym. This includes the construction of new span with a size of 6 meters by 18 meters with plain plaster finish and painting. For the roofing of gym, install gauge 26 blue banded panel and flashing pre-painted. Install gauge 24 blue banded panel and gutter pre-painted. Fabrication installation of steel trusses and reframing. Steel trusses and reframing shall be painted with metal primer and silver aluminum paint. With electrical works, with ventilating equipment, with textured finish with a size of 18 meters by 30 meters. Installation of 2-set ratio using gauge 26 pre-painted metal corrugated sheets. Installation of 2-set basketball ring and installation of 1-set LCD LED monitors.
For contract ID 26MG0199, rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Zone 3, Coronadal City, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. The scope of works, this is a construction of a multi-purpose building which includes removal of affected structures, structural concrete class A for the columns and beams affected, complete ceiling works with installation of doors and windows. For the roofing for the canopy, we shall use the 0.4 mm thick twin hybrid long span roofing with tiling works, complete painting works and electrical works, and with installation of air conditioning units and with installation of fire extinguisher.
Good morning. For the project with contract ID 26MG0200, rehabilitation of multipurpose building, gymnasium, Marble 1 Central Elementary School, 131394, Barangay GPS, City of Coronadal, South Cotabato, with approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. The scope of work is rehabilitation of 3 spans, 6 meter by 18 meters, 3-inch gymnasium, Gym 1. This includes the construction of additional 2 span, 4.4 meters by 18 meters, 3-inch arc, structural concrete Class A, including footings, wall footing, and pedestal, structural concrete Class B for the construction of 10 meters by 18 meters concrete flooring, installation of roof and roof framing for additional span. Roof framing shall be painted with metal primer. Fabrication and installation of rain shield with framing 1 set using gauge 26 pre-painted corrugated sheets. Rain shield framing shall be painted with metal primer. Installation of end flashing and gutter for the roofing of gym with gauge 26 blue bended panel and flashing and gauge 24 blue bended panel gutter pre-painted. With installation of flashing and gutter for canopy with gauge 26 blue bended panel and flashing and gauge 24 blue bended panel gutter pre-painted. With installation of downspout and roof drain with dome-type strainer, with painting works on 11 units concrete pedestal and existing bleacher, with finished floor line elevation of 0.1 meters from natural ground line and additional electrical works. And also rehabilitation of 5 spans, 6 meter by 18 meter 3-inch truss gymnasium, Gym 2. This includes the installation of downspout and roof drain with dome-type strainer, with painting works on 12 units concrete pedestal and existing bleacher, application of rubberized paint for the concrete floor for Gym 2.
For contract ID 26MG0201, rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, SNED Building 2, Coronadal National Comprehensive High School, 304671, Barangay Zone 4, City of Coronadal, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. The scope of works is a repair of the school building, which includes with removal of affected structural concrete Class A for the septic vault slabs, complete masonry works with cement plaster finish, with carpentry works for the ceiling and clapboard, with installation of doors and windows, with replacement of roofing. For the railing, we shall use a 2 inches diameter GI pipe for the ramp, with tiling works, complete painting works and electrical works, and with installation of 10 pounds fire extinguisher.
For the project with contract ID 26MG0202, rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, Barangay Kabuling, Bangat, South Cotabato, with an approved budget for the contract of 2,970,000 pesos and a contract duration of 120 calendar days. For the scope of works, rehabilitation completion of 3-inch arc gym. This includes the construction of CHP bleachers with plain plaster finish and painting, with construction of canopy for bleachers, fabrication installation of steel trusses and roof framing. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with metal primer and silver aluminum paint. For the roofing, we shall use H26 pre-painted corrugated metal roofing sheets and H26 blue bended panel and flashing pre-painted. Painting works include all bleachers and all existing concrete pedestals. Repainting of existing steel structures and roof framing with red oxide primer and silver aluminum paint. For the existing stage, remove and replace existing ceiling and stage with 4.5mm fiber cement board. Remove and replace existing stage lighting fixtures with 40 watts LED tube, with electrical works, with ventilating equipment, and with rubberized painting on concrete floor.
For the project with contract ID 26MG0203, rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, Barangay GPS, Coronadal City, South Cotabato, with a approved budget with a contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. The scope of work is rehabilitation of gymnasium. This includes the construction of CHP bleachers, construction of canopy for bleachers, which includes the fabrication and installation of steel trusses, roof and roof framing. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with red oxide primer and silver aluminum paint. For the roofing, we shall use 0.4 mm thick blue twin high rib long span roofing pre-painted. Gauge 26 blue bended panel and flashing pre-painted. Gauge 24 blue bended panel gutter pre-painted. With rubberized painting on existing concrete flooring. With painting works including all bleachers and existing concrete pedestals. With 4 inches diameter UPVC downspout and drain pipe. Construction of 1 unit PWD comfort room, including structural concrete class A for footings, wall footings, columns, lintel beams, flooring, and septic wall slab. Masonry works is complete with plastering and finishing, with complete ceiling works for interior and exterior, and air vents using metal furring and 4.5 mm thick fiber cement board. For doors, we shall use 2.1 meters by 0.9 meters PVC door with complete accessories and kicker plate. For windows, we shall use 0.7 by 0.7 meter by 6 millimeter thick clear glass awning window on powder coated white aluminum frame, complete with accessories. For roof and roof framing, we shall use 150 mm by 150 mm by 1.2 mm purlins for the rafter and 0.4 mm thick blue twin high rib long span roofing pre-painted. Tiling works for comfort room, we shall use 300 mm by 300 mm ceramic glaze for walls and unglazed tiles for flooring. Complete painting works with plumbing works including septic wall with electrical works. For the next project, 26MG0204, rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, Barangay Rakay, Banga, South Cotabato, with approved budget for the contract of 3,960,000 pesos and contract duration of 130 calendar days. The scope of work is rehabilitation of gymnasium. This includes the construction of canopy, which also includes the fabrication and installation of steel trusses, roof and roof framing. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with red oxide primer and silver aluminum paint. For the roofing, we shall use 0.4 mm thick blue twin high rib long span roofing, pre-painted, gauge 26 blue bended panel and flashing, pre-painted, gauge 24 blue bended panel gutter, pre-painted, structural concrete class B for the construction of flooring for the gym, with rubberized painting on finished concrete flooring, with painting works including all bleachers and existing concrete pedestals, with 4 inches diameter UPVC downspout and drain pipe, with installation of basketball ring 2 sets attached to 3-inch arc. For the existing stage, remove and replace existing ceiling on stage with 4.5 mm thick fiber cement board and also construction of stage extension. This also includes the construction of 1 unit PWD comfort room, including structural concrete class A for footings, columns, lintel beams, flooring, and septic vault. For masonry works, it is complete with plastering and finishing, with complete ceiling works for interior and exterior, and air vents using metal furring and 4.5 mm thick fiber cement board. For doors, we shall use 2.1 meters by 0.9 meters PVC door with complete accessories and kicker plate. For windows, we shall use 0.7 by 0.7 meters by 6 mm thick clear glass awning window on powder aluminum white aluminum frame complete with accessories. For roof and roof framing, we shall use 150 mm by 150 mm by 1.2 mm thick purlins for the rafter and 0.4 mm thick blue twin high rib long span roofing pre-painted. For tiling works, we shall use 300 mm by 300 mm ceramic glaze for walls and unglazed tiles for floor. Complete painting works with plumbing works including septic vault with electrical works.
For the contract MG0205, rehabilitation of multipurpose building, Sueno Village, Barangay Morales, Coronadal City, South Cotabato, with approved budget contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. For the scope of works is construction of 1 unit, 1-step CHP bleachers with a total length of 30 meters, complete with paint, plaster finish, and painting. Construction of canopy for bleachers with a length of 32.4 meters. Fabrication, installation of steel trusses and roof framing. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with metal primer and silver aluminum paint. For the roofing, we shall use blue twin high long span roofing 0.40 mm thick pre-painted. Gauge 26 blue bedded panel and flashing pre-painted. Installation of railing for the pictures with a total length of 30 meters. Installation of 10 mm diameter steel bar and cyclone wire. Construction of stage with plaster finish and painting. Structural concrete class A including columns, footing, and wall footings. For the roofing of the stage, install 0.40 mm thick blue twin high long span roofing pre-painted. Gauge 26 blue bedded panel and flashing pre-painted. Installation of ceiling using 4.5 mm fiber cement board. Steel structures must be painted with metal primer and silver aluminum paint. With LED scoreboard, with rubberized painting on concrete floor. With electrical works for proposed stage and existing gym.
For the project with contract ID 26MG0206, rehabilitation of multi-purpose municipal facility, Barangay Poblacion, Tantangan, South Cotabato, with approved budget for the contract, 4,950,000 pesos and contract duration of 150 calendar days. The scope of work is rehabilitation of existing multi-purpose building. This includes the removal of structures and obstructions, construction of multi-purpose building, structural concrete class A, including footings, footing tie beams, wall footings, columns, beams, stairs, floor slabs, roof beams, lintel beams, and septic vault slabs. Structural concrete class B for the construction of concrete flooring with complete masonry works, including plain cement plaster finish. With waterproof for entire second floor, complete ceiling works using 4.5 mm thick fiber cement board attached to metal furring, installation of aluminum cladding, with doors and windows using 6 mm thick clear glass on white aluminum powder coated aluminum frame, with installation of PVC door for toilet, roof and roof framing. We shall use 0.4 mm thick twin high rim long span roofing pre-painted, gauge 26 blue bended panel and flashing pre-painted, gauge 24 blue bended panel gutter pre-painted, with 10 mm thick reflective insulation and 3/4 inches plastic screen net. For metal railings, we shall use 1.5 inches diameter stainless pipe for concrete stairs and ramp, balcony railing using 8 mm thick tempered glass. For tiling works, ceramic unglazed floor tiles and ceramic glazed tiles for comfort rooms wall, with plumbing works including septic tank and downspouts, complete painting works, with complete electrical works, with installation of split-type air conditioning units, with installation of 10 pounds fire extinguisher.
For the project 26MG0207, construction of water supply, Sitio Langkati, Barangay Dataldanag, Tigoli, South Cotabato. With the approved budget of 9,900,000 with contract durations of 150 calendar days. Scope of works is construction of water system supply, construction of 3 units, 20 cubic reinforced concrete water tank with excavation works, with gravel fill works and structural concrete class A for 3 units reinforced concrete water tank, and structural concrete class B for lean concrete and public faucet, with reinforced steel grade 40 for reinforced concrete water tank, and installation of polyethylene PE pipe consists of 3-inch diameter HDPE pipe and 2 1/2 inch diameter HDPE pipe, include pipeline and trench excavation and fill and backfill, with installation of 5 units public faucet.
For contract ID 26MG0208, the rehabilitation completion of multipurpose building in Purok Reyes, Barangay Morales, Coronadal City, South Cotabato, with the approved budget for the contract of 1,980,000 pesos and contract duration of 100 calendar days. Its scope of work includes the construction of CHP bleachers complete with cement plaster, finish, and painting. Steel trusses and roof framing shall be painted with red oxide primer and silver aluminum paint. Roofing roofing using a 0.4 mm thick blue twin high rim long span roofing pre-painted, gauge 36 bended panel and flashing pre-painted, gauge 24 blue bended panel gutter pre-painted, with painting works including existing 12 units of concrete pedestal and all vertical faces of concrete bleachers and the construction of stage.
For 26 MG 0182, improvement of line canal along Cotabato Marble Road, Station 1715 plus 252 to 1715 460.20, Barangay Paraiso, Coronadal City, South Cotabato, with contract amount of 2 million and duration of 90 calendar days. Scope of work is removal of actual structures and obstruction with 33 linear meter, improvement of line canal with a total length of 208.20 meter, using structural concrete class A with a 1.20 meter clear width, 1 meter depth, and 0.15 thickness. For project 26 MG 0183, improvement of line canal along Mitsayap Marble Road, Station 1778 plus 345 to 1778 plus 550 left side, Barangay Luwayan, Gandangan, South Cotabato, with contract amount of 3 million. Scope of work is improvement of line canal with a total length of 190 meters, 1.20 meter clear width, 1 meter depth, and 0.15 thickness, including 10 meters slope protection, both sides at existing NIA structure. For 26 MG 0184, improvement of line canal along Mitsayap Marble Road, Station 1770 plus 810 to Station 1771 plus 010 right side, Tantangan, South Cotabato, with contract amount of 3 million and 90 calendar days. Structural improvement of line canal using structural concrete class A with a total length of 210 meters, 1.20 meter clear width, 1 meter depth, and 0.15 thickness.
Thank you, Planning and Design Section representatives. Planning and Maintenance Section representatives, any comments or questions from the prospective leaders?
Ang concern natin regarding wala sa permit sa pampi nga magpaka-permit sa quarry, especially itong Wemba Roads, nang wala daw nila na-anticipate ang balaydan niya every 1% yata sa total cost ang ginahaw. Ang wala na daw nadala sa program. Ang mga pinaanan nila. Okay?
Yes.
Good morning everyone. As to the pumping clearance, no, yung sa 1% of the allocation of the projects, since na hindi siya na-include for 2026 dun sa program, nag-seek na kanilang advice dun sa regional office, then according sa ina, yung humingi sila ng supplemental budget for that development fee for 1% the public clearance. But then, nahirapan po yung central office dahil dadaan pa daw po sa DBM yung funds. Mayroon silang advice na ipasok sa variation, but then hindi pwede doon attest to DNR, the resolution na bali na ano pa lang ma'am ni DE yung letter na yun for the supplemental budget ng 1% sa public clearance. Actually, inang resolution since 2018 pa, but ngayon lang nilagin pursue ng na payment sa public clearance. So, while waiting for the approval or the response by the DNR, siguro mag-ano na lang din si DE kung ano ang napag-usapan nila dun sa meeting. For the meantime, siguro waiting tayo dun sa kanilang advice kung ipa-suspend ba or hindi daw pwede. Sige nga.
DNR. Meeting nila. If there's not, the opening of the bids will be on August 6, 2026. Ay, may question. Come on. The opening of the bids will be on August 6, 2026, 10 a.m. at DPWH South Cotabato, second DEO conference room. For more information, you may visit the www.dpwh.gov.ph and www.philchips.gov.ph or visit our bulletin board for your reference.